Hello pattern lovers, you're welcome and welcome back. It's yet another exciting tutorial, and in today's video we'll be drafting this beautiful dress. It's a bustier dress, strapless bustier with an inverted V neckline and a mermaid skirt. So in this tutorial I'll be taking you through the process of drafting this for a good fit, and if you're in for that, kindly watch this video to the end and let's get to it. So we'll be starting with the front upper part, and I already have a starting point line which will serve as the shoulder line. From that line I'll go down to the bust point and to the under bust, and then we have the waistline. I'll mark the same thing on this side, the bust point, the under bust, and then the waistline. Then I'm going to mark these lines to indicate that we have the bust point, the under bust, and then the waistline. Now on the shoulder line, I'm going to divide the shoulder measurement by 2, then go down to my chest line, which is supposed to be 8.5, but I'm doing 8 inches because this is strapless bustier, so that it should be fitted around the body. Okay, then I'm going to mark it out this way, and now we have the chest line where we'll be getting the armhole. Now I'm going to mark 3 inches here just to slope the shoulder. Then I'll come down here by 1.5 and then slant it to the 3 inches I'm using as the neck width. Yet now I'm going to measure what I have here, then divide it into 2 equal halves. I'll mark it, then on that point I'll be going in by ½ inch. Now I'm going to use my ruler to slant it from that point to the shoulder tip, as you can see me do it here. Then I'm going to get the bust measurement divided by 4 on the chest line. And then I'm going to use this ruler to curve the armhole this same way. The next thing I'll be doing now is to mark the bust span. I'll mark that on the bust point line and also on the waistline. Then I'm going to mark a straight line, and that will be the dart line where we'll be taking in the dart. Now coming to the waistline, on both sides of this line, I'll be marking 0.75. Then I'll come to the under bust and mark 0.75, going to the center front, and then place 2 inches on that point and mark it on this side. That way, I just tightened the under bust with 2 inches. That works for my size. Now, I will extend the dart from the waist to the under bust, then from the under bust to the bust point with the curve, as you can see me do it here. The next thing I'll be doing, I already have the bust measurement here. I'll come to the waistline and divide the waist circumference by 4, and then I will include the dart intake. I will replace the dart intake this way. Then I'm going to connect from the waist measurement to the bust measurement this way. I'll now come to the bust point here. I'm gone down by 1.5 because that's the difference between my front length and my back length. Then I'll slant it to the bust span this way. From the bust point line now, I'll be going up by 3.5 because that's what I usually use for my over bust. Then I'm going to mark a straight line this way, and that will be the over bust line. I'll now come to the shoulder slope. I'll measure it and divide it into 2 equal halves. I'll mark it. Then I'm going to connect it this way to the bust span. Now, on the over bust on this new line, I'll be marking 0.75 on both sides of this new line. Then I'm going to extend from the bust point to that 0.75. Then coming to this side, I'll curve from the bust point to the over bust like this. The next thing I'll be doing now is to get the neck depth, and I'm going to measure from the shoulder to 4.5 because that's where I want the inverted V neckline to sit. Then I'll measure this dart leg and measure this other one. Then I have 3.75 here. I'm going to make sure that I have the same 3.75 on this side. Once I have the 3.75, I'll mark it. Then I'm going to use this ruler to extend it to this new point, and then I'm going to connect from here to here. Now just give it a slant, as you can see me do it this way. If you want it pointier, you can go up the more, but you see that I just did 4.5. And then this other part will just be going this way. It's pretty simple. So I'll use my pencil to like blend it into the armhole curve, and then use my marker to highlight it this way. So you don't have to worry about replacing this dart intake here. This is a strapless bustier. Don't worry about replacing any dart. Instead of that, you should even be taking out on this side so that it will really be fitted on the body without it striding off. Now coming to the back, the first thing I would do is to measure the back length, which is 15 and a half. The front length is 17 here. Then I used 1.5 for the bust dart. Okay, that 1.5 difference is what I used as the bust dart. So now we have the back length. Then I'm going to measure the shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is not necessary. Trust me, I totally forgot, but yeah, I caught myself just right on time. So the shoulder measurement divided by 2, I'll mark it out this way once I get to the chest line. Then I'll slope the shoulder by 1 inch. Remember I say this is not necessary. You don't have to pay attention to this part. Okay. The shoulder slope for the back is 1 inch. And now, like I said, you're simply going to like connect it this way to the back from the front armhole. Okay, but before we do that, I'm going to come to the waistline. From the center back line, I'll be coming in by 0.75 to contour the center back because it's not straight, and you can see how I placed my curve to contour the center back this way. Now on this new line, on the chest line, I'll be measuring the bust measurement divided by 4 minus half. It's supposed to be 9 inches, but I'll be marking 8.5 here. Okay, then I'll come to the waistline. From the center back contour line, the waist measurement divided by 4. Then I'm going to connect from the waist measurement to the bust measurement this way. Now to do the neckline, I have 8 inches as my chest line. Yeah, from the shoulder to the chest line is 8 inches. I'll come to the center back and mark 9 inches, which is just like 1 inch lower than what I have as my chest line. Then I'll slant it this way, and that will be the neckline for the back. Now from that center back contour line, I'll be coming in by ½ inch. That's like tightening the center back more so that it will not gape. Okay, we don't want to have excess fabric or any gaping. Then I'll come to this side and take out 0.25. That's like taking out 0.75, tightening the back is 0.75. Now I'll now follow this new pink line and then add my zipper allowance because that pink line is now the center back. Then following that, I'll add my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Now we have the front pattern ready and then the back pattern ready. First, I'll be cutting out the back pattern, and after cutting it out, I like to notch the upper part, that's the neckline, plus the center back. Okay, so that I won't misuse it. Okay. Then I will open up the dart on the front to the bust point, closing the bust dart as you can see me do it. Apply my water glue, then use that to hold the bust dart this way. Then I'll go ahead and blend in the side line because you can see that it's now distorted. Then after doing that, I'll simply go ahead and cut the rest of the pattern as you can see me do it this way. And after doing that, I'll try to match up the side front and then the side back to see if they are matching up. And if there is excess anywhere, I'll trim it out. And that's basically it for the back pattern. You can see that the front and back pattern, the upper part.
I don't wanna hear you say you day with another man. The way you
We'll now go ahead and keep this aside and move over to the skirt. So I created a space already for the front and then the back. Then we have the extension for the tail. And I already have a detailed tutorial on this channel for mermaid skirt, and I highly recommend that you watch that. Okay, so here I have the waistline, the hip line, the knee line, and then the skirt length. Then for the knee line, you are measuring from your shoulder to your actual knee, then you're going up 3 or 4 inches from that. Or if you're measuring from your waistline, you're measuring from your waist to your actual knee, that's like the joint, and then you're going to go up 3 inches or 4 inches from that point. That way it will sit really well and you walk freely. Okay, so I already have that here marked out, and this is like an illustration. Like I said, I have a real actual tutorial for my mate skirt. Then coming to the waistline, I'm going to divide the waist circumference by 4, then mark it. Then I'll come to the hip and mark the hip circumference divided by 4. I'll mark it. Then whatever it is you have on the hip, you're going to go in 2 or 2.5 or even 3 inches, depending on how contoured you want the knee to be. Okay, so here I'm doing like 2 inches, and that's the knee measurement. So now, if you're doing this for a real human being, like you're using the actual human measurement, you can decide to go up 1 inch or 2 inches from your knee line, and that on that point you're going to mark the same measurement you have on your knee line. That way the knee is really blended well, and you won't see any sharp edge there. Okay, like I said, I have a little tutorial that you would appreciate after watching it on this channel, and the link will be in the description. Okay, so I'm going to connect it this way, then I'm going to use this curve to blend in the knee this way. You can see that there is no sharp point on the knee. Then after that, you try to blend in the hip line. If you see that it's really not it, so go ahead and make it look like a human shape, and then you're going to come up here by 2 inches just to contour that point so that it's really not too pointy. It will really relax and well contoured. So that's basically it for the front pattern. Then going to the back, coming to the center back, yeah, you're going to come in with the same value you used to contour the center back for the upper part. If you use 1 inch, you're going to come in here by 1 inch. If you use 0.75, you come in here 0.75. And if it's half inch, you're coming in here by half inch. Do you get? Then from that point, you're now going to measure your waist circumference divided by 4. Okay, we already have the hip measurement here. Then now, whatever you use to contour the knee, you are going to share it equally on both sides, like half of it coming to the center back here, then the other half going to the side. Okay, I use 1.5 to contour the knee here. Okay, like I said, this is an illustration. I use 1.5 to contour the knee here. I'm going to share it into 2, and that will be 0.75. So I can decide to just mark 0.75 here, then start from that point and mark my knee measurement, the same measurement I have on the front knee. Or better still, I can decide to like mark 0.75 going to the center back, then the other 0.75 going to the side. Or again, you can decide to um, share lesser coming to the center back. Let's say the 1.5, I'm going to do half inch here, then do 1 inch on the other side. Let's do it that way. So half inch here on the center back, then come in here 1 inch, and we just use the same 1.5 we used to contour the knee on the front. Do you get? Like I said, you need to watch that particular tutorial. This is just like an illustration. Then now you're supposed to connect to from the the contour line on the knee all the way to the hem of the skirt. But I need to extend the length for the back because of the tail. Okay, so after connecting these points, I'm going to add a paper down to extend the length because of the tail. It's supposed to be longer than the front pattern. So I'll add a paper down, and then I will now go ahead and add like 3 inches from the actual waist length, yeah, skirt length. You're going to add like 3 inches or above, from 3 inches upwards, depending on how much you want it to sweep, but you're measuring that from your actual skirt length. Okay, let's say I have 3.5 here. We're now going to connect from here to this new skirt length. This will be the skirt length for the back. Okay, so I'm now going to, I like to do it this way, place my ruler this way, and then connect it up, slant it this way up, and then gently blend it in to this line I already have here on the center back. But you can also just place your ruler this way and then blend it, yeah, like connect it down, but I like the former. Okay, so now I'm going to connect from here to the actual skirt length. So this side now you're maintaining your actual skirt length. Do you understand that? And then now what I'm going to do is to come to this skirt length. Okay, we have the skirt length here. I'm going to go in by 5 inches. Okay, from that skirt length you're coming in 5 inches, and then you are extending it this way, then blend it into the back skirt length like this. Do you get? This is the sweep. So you're blending it in from that your 5 inches, you blend it in or curve it to meet the back sweep. You understand that? Yeah, that's just how you go about the mermaid skirt. Now you're going to follow the center back curve and add your zipper allowance. You're adding that whatever you add on the hip line, you're going to minus half. Let's say you added 1 inch zipper allowance on the hip line and also on the waistline. Coming to the knee, you're doing half inch. Do you understand? And then once you have the measurement on the knee, you're going to like blend it into the already marked line you have on the center back. And that's pretty much about it. Now I'm going to cut out this pattern, and I will say it again. Please do well to watch that tutorial on mermaid skirt. It will make more sense because I used a real human measurement to do that, and it's so detailed. So I'm going to cut out the pattern this way, and right after cutting it out, this is what it looks like. So this came out so well. The only thing is that the wideness for the down is really not much, but this is just the concept. That's how your the skirt is going to be. Okay, so basically you're using your hip measurement to fold your fabric for the front skirt, yeah, and then you're adding bit from 6 inches upwards for the wideness for the down. Okay, depending on how wide you want it, you're adding 6 inches to 10 inches for the front pattern, or your, yeah, the front skirt. Okay, then for the back you are adding from 5 inches upwards for the tail, and then you're extending the down part from 3 inches upwards, depending on how much you want it to sweep and depending on how big you want the back to appear. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the skirt. Then we have the upper part, the back pattern, then we have the side front, and then the center front. That's basically it. You're simply going to transfer this to your fabric, add the necessary allowance, and then what you see on the neckline is just a drape. It's just a fabric that is just draped on the neckline. You cut out a piece of fabric as long as you want it and as wide as you want it, and then you drape it on the neckline. So with that, we've come to the end of this tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.